Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Good Comp, Bad Comp, an intellectually invigorating exercise in which me, Matt Spiegel, and him, Jason Benetti, we try to find the perfect comparison for a ball player of note. Hello, Jason. What's going on?
Not a lot. What's going on your shirt, Matt?
Oh, this is something I have to live with and own. You can tell who that is now?
It's Max Headroom.
Nope, it's Javier Baez.
Uh-oh.
And read the shirt, Jason.
Oh, hi, my name's Matt, and I once wanted to trade Javi Baez for pitching.
That's a true story, and I live with it as an unfortunate fact of my life. And then someone made me a T-shirt, which made it a suddenly entertaining an unfortunate fact.
I have to say it is a long pull quote. Like it's a long T-shirt quote, but I like it a lot. That's kind of the bit, I think.
I think so. Jason, I've long wondered, why is your background so void of aesthetic intrigue, void of really anything? I know you have items around. We've seen the Tide pen. We've seen the sunflower seeds. But
hey, look, it's a Sox media guide behind me.
Was your home this void? Because my home was chock full of stuff like this is to a problematic point. How about yours?
So here's the thing. Next week, I will try to do this in front of my Korean baseball background, which has like David Foster Wallace novels, Mr. Celery from the Wilmington Blue Rocks. But the internet's a little janky out there. This is my solitary confinement room where we have proof of air conditioning, but not much else.
Soon, you're going to be able to vote on who got the goodest comp and the baddest comp for the ball player. But it should be said that Jason destroyed me with old Hoss Radbourn and MASH. Apparently, Hoss Radbourn, more like an iconic TV show than he is a Russian industrial agricultural shovel. Who knew?
I do think the Russian shovel is a great nickname for a future player of some sport, right?
Yep. And we can look back on this memorable episode of Good Comp, Bad Comp as the inspiration. Coming soon to a college basketball broadcast near you.
You never
Jason
know.
Benetti.
You never know.
All right. Well, let's introduce people to today's ball player. Finally, we've gone current. And where else should we start but right
here? The best player in baseball, Mike Trout. I feel like I don't have to say anything else except he is the best player in baseball, and he is Mike Trout. Hands down. I don't want to read those headlines about, like, is this other person? It's not. It's not. His numbers are ridiculous.
I agree. He is the best player in baseball. He should probably have about 6 MVPs, maybe 7 by now. And here we are. So let's start. I get to go first. Mike Trout is almost exactly like the brilliant comedian, actor, author, filmmaker, and musician, Steve Martin. In his late 20s, Mike Trout is at the peak of his profession, the biggest star in the game. In his late 20s, Steve Martin was at the peak of his profession, the biggest stand-up comedian in the world. Excuse me, he was a wild and crazy guy and filled arenas by age 28. If he were to quit today, Mike Trout is already one of the greatest ball players of all time. He has a higher career wins above replacement than more than 70% of the players in the Hall of Fame. Martin quit stand-up in 1981 and was still voted number 6 all time in a Comedy Central poll of stand-up comedians based on that era of his life alone. Trout can do everything on the field, keeps getting better, worked diligently to improve his routes in the outfield, and is now one of the game's very best. Even at his peak, Steve Martin worked diligently to become a leading man, a comedic star of brilliant films like The Jerk, directed by the late, great Carl Reiner, and eventually a leading dramatic man, The Spanish Prisoner. Come on, brilliant. Trout is the best at every skill there is in the game, just keeps adding to the repertoire and resume. Steve Martin's life in the entertainment game expanded to see him become a highly skilled magician, a writer of novels, a memoir, stage plays, and an excellent bluegrass musician on both banjo and piano. Who knows what Mike Trout's future holds? He's already Mike Trout. In the future, he might become a bullpen specialist that plays into his 40s. You know he's going to be eventually the long drive champion in golf. Maybe he's Mike Trout, tattoo ink master. Maybe he's going to win the Great British Baking Show. We don't know. But you do know that Trout's hair will one day turn a spectacular, consistent, dashing shade of white.
Man, the phone books are here. This is tough. That hurts. Man, that's real good. And that's why, like, what is this booze day on Good Comp, Bad Comp?
Nobody told you? I meant to tell you.
Hang on.
I hinted at it.
Here's the thing. When you're not traveling and you're used to traveling a lot, you got to do something with a little airplane bourbons. So we got a little airplane bourbon for you, just in case here on Good Comp, Bad Comp.
At least you're covered.
You're not supposed to take these with the cap on anymore. That's like, this is like illicit stuff.
They don't tell Jason Benetti what to do. Nobody does.
They do now. They tell me to stay home. Here we go. Mike Trout is very similar to the Big Lebowski.
Ooh.
The Coen brothers classic, the Big Lebowski. We know the dude abides. Mike Trout is the dude, and Major League Baseball abides by him. Big Lebowski is set in Los Angeles. Mike Trout plays near Los Angeles. If you read the first reviews of the Big Lebowski, it was critically undersold at first. Mike Trout was drafted late first round, and he's just the best now, and people somewhat don't want to admit it. Mookie Betts or Mike Trout? Come on. I love Mookie Betts, but Mike Trout's the best player. Family production, Big Lebowski, Coen brothers. Mike Trout's business managers are his parents. He is a family production. The dude is loosely based on a friend of the Coen brothers from their softball league. Mike Trout plays baseball.
That checks out. That checks out, by the way.
Thank you. What an analogy. Mike Trout loves the Eagles. Loves the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. He is a huge fan. In the Big Lebowski, there are very strong feelings about the Eagles. Not love, but as strong of feelings. Big Lebowski is all about bowling, set in a bowling alley, but it's a truly thoughtful movie. Like just sort of blue collar, but very thoughtful. Mike Trout's the same way. And with bowling being the setting, you need to know that Mike Trout once bowled a 300 in high school and called his mom and was like, "Guess what happened, Mom?" And she kind of freaked out. And he was like, "I bowled a 300. Mike Trout is a great bowler. The Big Lebowski is all about bowling. The dude abides, and so should you.
Oh, I love the Big Lebowski. One of our mutual friends, Chris Kamka, a guest of mine frequently. You know what he does on Hit and Run? He ties the room together like a nice area rug. So that's good, Jason Benetti. Good stuff.
You know what else ties the room together? A vent.
That's all you got in your blank aesthetic void of a background. Folks, you can vote on who got the goodest comp and who got the baddest comp in the comments section below, and also on our Twitter feeds at MattSpiegel670 and at Jason Benetti. Until we see you next time, please, may all your life's comps be good ones.
Somehow this is the short ending.